Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kayleigh. Welcome if you're new. If you're coming back, hi. I appreciate you. So I am here today recording the new moon videos. Of course, this new moon is actually a solar eclipse, so this video will be a little bit different. I'll be using a different spread. I'll be using what's called the Destiny spread. It's quite fun. It's 15 cards. And before I get into the actual readings, I want to talk just a little bit about this eclipse. Now, I am pretty new to studying astrology, so I will do my best to explain what I do know and kind of go from there. Okay, so all right. So first of all, one of the first things that will be different about these videos is that I will not be talking about what area of life you should be starting something new, because eclipses, it's not just a regular new and full moon. The energy is extremely hard to predict. Eclipses, lunar and solar, bring fated events into your life that have to happen. Often, okay, I'm not going to say often, but sometimes they're crises that are meant to realign you to where you're supposed to be going. So what actually happens on an eclipse is, so the north and south node are points. They're fictional points. They don't actually exist. They're not planets, but they're points that show you what you need to work to let go of, what talents and stuff you're bringing already to the table, but that aren't really serving you so well, and what you need to strive to go towards. So the thing about eclipses is it really, really emphasizes this. So a lunar eclipse is a full moon, right? So when the sun is on the north node and the moon is on the south node. Well, this particular one anyway. So that's how this one happened, right? This last one that just happened. Sun is in Gemini, moon is in Sagittarius. So we were letting go, south node and Sagittarius, of beliefs, belief structures, long distance travel, feeling like we already know things, and we were learning to grow more into Gemini, which is learning new things, using our hands, being open to new information. So that's kind of the general theme of this particular eclipse cycle. So that was the full moon, right? Now we're at the new moon. Moon has come back around. Moon and sun are joining on the eclipse, on the north node, with Mercury, which is now in retrograde. So Mercury's like backing up the bus to join the sun, the moon, and the north node. Okay, so this new moon solar eclipse, what is happening now is there's a theme that's already come up for you that you are probably already aware of, that relates to the Sagittarius and Gemini themes in your life. And now the eclipse will be bringing in some fated events or messages, Mercury, that are showing you which way you need to go. Does that make sense? 4 for 4. Nice. So how this shows up for each ascendant and moon sign is going to be a little bit different, because each zodiac sign represents a different area of your life, right? So depending on what time you were born, that's going to change things. If you don't know what time you were born, then I suggest listening to your moon sign, and then your sun sign, because the moon sign is more individual, it's more personal than the sun. The sun represents what spirit wants you to become in this life, what you are working to become. But the moon represents your mind and your emotional makeup. And because the moon is the fastest thing that moves in our sky, it's more personal and individual. So if you don't know what time you're born, you don't know what ascendant you are, look for your moon sign and then your sun sign. General themes before I get into each sign and do the tarot readings is basically we're learning to let go of old beliefs, old belief structures, organized religion, how we travel across the globe. That obviously has changed dramatically. And we're faith in the established learning systems like higher education, like university and stuff. What we're going more towards is looking for being involved in our local neighborhood. That's Gemini. Getting more connected with our siblings and our neighbors. Being more open to new ideas and information and searching for the truth. It's less about already knowing, like I already know the truth and you can't tell me any different, and more about, oh, that is a new perspective. I'm interested in learning about that. So yeah, Gemini is also like using your hands and learning to speak. It's initiatory instructions. So it's the initial instructions when you're learning something new. So astrology courses, for example, or learning how to read tarot, or learning a new language, or learning how to cook for the first time. Like at the beginning of lockdown, everybody went on a huge sourdough craze, right? Okay, Leo. Cancer was really heavy, so actually just give me a second here. Okay, Leo. Let's do this. This is exhausting. I don't know how people do hours and hours of this at a time. Hey, I just cut the deck and it's you. Beautiful. Okay, Leo. So this solar eclipse, this is happening in your 11th house. A couple things I want to mention about the eclipse itself that I didn't mention in the intro is that, number one, it is being squared by Neptune, which means that there will be an increase in deception, illusion, spells, especially coming from all kinds of media. Not just mainstream media, but alternative and truth media too. You have to research and double check every piece of information that you get, okay, before you believe it. But the truth will be revealed. Saturn, good old Saturn, is a helpful, supportive trine to this eclipse. So that's one of the reasons, hey, you're still there. That's one of the reasons why I say the truth will be revealed, because Saturn will help us with the integrity aspect of it. And things with Saturn can't be rushed. They have to be done thoroughly and properly, right? So anytime you get any piece of information, take a chance before just believing it and spreading it, to really double check. Hey, there you are again, King of Wands. Double check it. before you spread it, okay? Just take a little bit of extra time, especially because we're in Gemini season. And the last thing I want to say about this eclipse in Gemini is that Mercury is in retrograde right now, right? I did mention that already, but a couple of hours after the eclipse, Mercury will have moved past the sun, which means that there's a high likelihood that you will receive some kind of message, be it through music, song and dance, movies, a video that you're watching, somebody in your friend circle says something, but it will be in the theme of the eclipse for you, and it'll be specific to you. It'll be something that really resonates with you and will really like just hammer a point home, I guess you could say. So, eclipse in the 11th house, solar eclipse in the 11th house. And this is the energy of Aquarius. So it's letting go of 5th house things, which is speculative investments, creativity. That's the Leo house. It's your kind of energy. It's creative projects, it's children, and is being a little bit more focused on like me and my kingdom and my ego, and more on your community, your friend circle, gains and losses that you get through your career. What can you do for your friends? Things like that. This theme will definitely have already come up. Oh yeah, it's the energy of new innovations. It's the energy of, for you, rebellion. So where do you need to rebel in your life, Leo? I'm taking it. It's my first card. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Right, okay. So, I'm going to go over the first 3 cards and what's on the bottom of the deck, and then pull the rest of the cards and go from there. So, bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Cups. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure which way I put the deck down, so this could be upright or reversed. I don't know. But, so the underlying theme is to do with material and emotional happiness. Very pleasure driven, very Leo. And one of your court cards showed up as the central theme of the central theme. So the first 3 cards, this is like central theme of the reading. With the King of Wands, that's you. It's a leader in your community, filled with spiritual creative fire. However, Queen of Cups reversed and the 5 of Cups, you're mourning the loss of somebody. Probably the loss of a relationship, maybe the loss of your mother, some emotional connection, some romantic connection actually. This eclipse being that the lunar eclipse is in your 5th house, solar eclipse is in your 11th, it goes right in with the theme that I was talking about. There's something that you're grieving, some connection some connection that you're grieving that's gone from your life, or that you're about to kick out of your life. Queen of Cups reversed could also just be like you haven't been nurturing yourself, which could also play into this Five of Cups. The saying "it's lonely at the top" just popped into my head. Okay. 15 cards. First three up here is first path, second path, psychological factors, karma, destiny. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Line goes up nicely. Okay. First path, Leo. That's freaky. Yeah. Okay. First path. We have the Three of Wands reversed. We have the Eight of Swords. And we have Judgment. Or in the Thoth deck, this is Aeon. So, first path here, we see it's like you're holding yourself back from something that you want to achieve. That's really interesting. It's 8, 9, and 10 of Swords. This is Gemini energy. Ironically or unironically, where the eclipse is happening. And this is about either holding yourself back or putting in too much effort. It's one or the other. It's like, you know, when you're learning something new, Gemini, it's a new skill, so you're not used to doing it. You haven't practiced it yet, and nobody's perfect, including you, Leo. Nobody's perfect at something the first time they try something. So, you know, it's like maybe you're feeling weak about something, like and that's very much not like you, or at least like the persona that you project outward. Sounds like you're not sure how to proceed with this path. Yeah, but Judgment is here saying that you're being called that way. So will you follow the call? Will you answer the call? Will you step into the new aeon? Will you step into your purpose? Will you fulfill your destiny? Even though it's probably a little bit scary and unusual and new to you, and it doesn't feel like it's a skill that you've really honed, or not. Second path, or also elaboration on the first path. We have Hangman reversed, the Lovers reversed, and the Two of Cups reversed. Whoa, that's gotta be a record. Okay. Yeah. So interesting. I always love it when I pick up on something right away and I speak on it, and then like the cards like kind of confirm it for me. So you have let go of some relationship with somebody, and this first path is like continuing on without them. Yeah, it's like continuing on without them, and like answering the call of destiny, more or less. Whereas the second path could be hanging on to that. This is why I see it like that, okay? So, excuse me. Whew. Hangman usually asks for you to let go of something, to plunge into the underworld. It's reversed though, so it's like you are refusing to change your perspective on whatever this matter is. Lovers reversed is clinging on to some connection, but the Two of Cups reversed is saying that connection is not good, it's not for you, it's not right, it's not nurturing, and you know it. Hangman reverse could also be like getting really lost in escapism. So this connection that you're being asked to let go of is like you're using it to escape. And if you go on the first path rather than the second path, yes, you will be grieving. Yes, it's new. Yes, you don't. It might feel like some of that passion is just not there. However, you have to move through it to process it. If you ignore it and you go down this path, and get lost in escapism and clinging and chasing and not really truly actually nurturing yourself, but really draining yourself absolutely dry, you could get stuck there, and you won't fully process this grief. You'll continue to act out on it, and instead of being a positive role model for the people around you, especially the children around you, and the community that you're trying to build, you will begin to embody, if you're not already, but you will begin to embody the more negative manifestations of Leo, which is being so egotistical and like acting out that people don't actually even want to be around you. So I would suggest to not do that, but to process your grief and go on this first path rather than cling to the past and to like really milking this milking this connection for all it's worth. But in reality, like, the reality is judgment's calling you to go one way, you need to follow that path. Psychological factors, emotional, environmental factors. Okay, we have the Ten of Cups in the center. What did I say about escapism? Wow. Sorry. Yes, on one hand, the Ten of Cups is the Ten of Cups. It's like, yes, happy family, fulfilled life, all of the pleasures, right? But it's also the last deacon of Pisces, therefore it's also escapism. It's the 10, so it's an ending, right? I mean, just look at these flowers. These are opium flowers. Opium flowers. All right. The Queen of Wands reversed next to it says like your routines, your daily structure has either completely fallen apart or you're not living up to your real value. I mean, it's like you're selling yourself short. That's what I would say. You're selling yourself short. And then the Nine of Wands reversed, or Nine of Swords reversed. Typically it's like anxiety and being kept up at night and racing thoughts and just really just being in your head. Maybe actually you're escaping that through alcohol or marijuana or some other form of drugs. I mean, Pisces isn't hard drugs like coke and meth, and that's more Scorpio, but regardless, psychological factors tell me it's like you're numbing this out. Yeah, you're numbing it out. You're numbing out. You're numbing out, Leo. Karma, destiny. 3 of Cups reversed, 6 of Pentacles reversed, Hierophant reversed. 3 of Cups reversed isn't necessarily a bad thing. Reversals, by the way, not necessarily always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just like asking us to strengthen the positive aspects of that card and let go of the negative aspects of the card. 3 of Cups is often celebration. The Lord of Abundance. Sometimes it's also like third-party situations, like somebody cheating or what have you. An end to the celebration, or an end to excess. It could be an end to excess. In that way, an end to excess, or the negative characteristics of Cancer is like over nurturing, over caring, but like in a toxic way. Codependency. It could be an end to codependency. It could be an end to addiction. Addiction. It could be an end to drowning yourself with drink. Getting all uncomfortable and shit. 6 of Pentacles reversed is also not necessarily a bad thing. 6 of Pentacles is like equalization, it's comforts, it's sometimes charity. So 6 of Pentacles reversed is like, especially with the Queen of Pentacles reversed matching up to it over here, it's like finally understanding that there's a phrase, sometimes helping isn't helping. Sometimes helping or doing something for somebody doesn't actually help them. It just teaches them that they can rely on other people or rely on handouts, or they don't actually have to do that skill or gain that skill themselves or do the work themselves. So the 6 of Pentacles reversed is kind of like you're allowing somebody to do it for themselves, and they really need to learn how to do that. They really need to not fend for themselves, but look after their own material self, right? It's like teaching responsibility. Yeah, I like that. Also, the Queen of Pentacles reversed in this pile here, the environmental psychological factors. This doesn't necessarily have to be you. This could be somebody in your environment, like I said, environment, psychological factors. This could be somebody in your environment that has so much potential to achieve and to build and to be awesome. But if you have been up until this point, like pouring your heart out and trying to support them in any way that you can, but to the point where you're giving them too much, that you actually end up holding them back from developing those skills themselves, this could be finally letting them go and do it for themselves. And in that case, it could be very positive. And the Hierophant reversed, this could be breaking from tradition. This is the card of Taurus. So yeah, it could be breaking from traditions. It could be breaking from your traditional role. It could be Yeah, those are the main things that are coming to me. Let me see here. I'm definitely feeling like this ending the handouts kind of vibe. Because this here is you, King of Wands. Came out upright, which is very positive. And I'm sorry for if I am sorry if I offended you by pointing out the truth of how Leo can be sometimes, but the Queen of Cups reversed beside the King of Wands could very well be somebody that is very emotionally draining or overbearing or emotionally manipulative. And I do think I said that before. And it's like the Two of Cups coming out reverse is like, you know that this person is like this. And if this is a marriage, it's not a very good match. And the Hierophant reverse could be divorce from that. Another way that you could see this environment and psychological factors thing is it could be that you really are seeking that emotional fulfillment, material happiness, perfected success. And up until now, you have been fretting a lot about what to do about this situation, what to do about this person, or maybe even worrying about them. And it's like it's time to cut them loose, or Spirit is telling you to cut them loose. Yeah, because it's almost like they've kept themselves stuck by like refusing to develop their own routines and structures in their own life. And this is causing you a lot of pain, a lot of grief, but it's really necessary for this separation to occur so that they can really grow into their own. And yeah, I mean, my heart goes out to you, Leo. This is not an easy, again, not an easy reading. Cancer was really tough too, but well, this for you is about letting go of some romantic connection or some, maybe even a grown child. It could be an adult child that I've been that adult child that really needed to get their shit together but just wasn't. And until some tough love was shown, until I was forced to go on my own and just do it, there was no way that I could really begin developing into who I am now and who I'm becoming. And now my mom was really proud of me. But the underlying energy being the Nine of Cups is like, your heart is overflowing and is brimming and overflowing with love, with just wishes for the best. And like I said before, sometimes helping isn't helping. Sometimes helping is feeding into a toxic cycle that they have to end for themselves. And this grief, this loss, once you are finished grieving, there is more cups afterwards. There will be a chance to celebrate, but just not right now. Yeah, like this could very well be like cutting off somebody financially, but also emotionally. Like if they are not able to do for themselves these very basic things, then there's no way that you can keep supporting them, um, because ultimately you feed into an addictive cycle, and that will be their undoing. So it's the hardest thing in the world, but uh, like especially when it comes to children, like we just want the best for our kids, um always. But uh sometimes they have to learn some difficult lessons, and my heart goes out to you, Leo. uh this was a really tough reading. I mean, eclipses is a really tough time, so I hope that this helped. I hope that you've gained some hope from this, some measure of understanding, um, and like just know that in the end it will be okay. And the Empress is right underneath that, so like having boundaries is important, um, for you and for them. If you don't have any boundaries within yourself about what people can take from you, what people can use of yours, then you'll never be able to keep your own cups full. You know what I mean? You'll never be able to keep helping yourself. Like, you can't really help anybody until you're able to help yourself. Okay, I'm done rambling. All right, Leo. Have a good month. Enjoy the rest of June. And I'll see you soon.